earlier going to be about un singe. Alors, la première question. Now, this is just our inspiration. We can make un singe, ça c'est un singe violet, but we can have un singe jaune, un singe noir, whatever color we want, etc. So those are the questions I'm going to be asking you in Desmos. Alors, question numéro 1. Comment s'appelle le singe? Comment s'appelle le singe? See if you can do that using une phrase complète, a complete sentence. Comment s'appelle le singe? Okay. Il s'appelle Money le singe ou il s'appelle Gary? Okay, bon. Okay, so you know how we've had I've told you before that every noun in French has a gender. It's either masculin ou féminin. And that gender is just having to do with the word itself. It does not have anything to do with the biological gender of the item if it is a living item. So, un singe grammatically is masculin. So, just to keep in mind so that we know that that is a grammatically masculine noun, we're going to go ahead and go with a name that will help us remember that. So, il s'appelle Gary. Il y a un singe qui s'appelle Gary. Et est-ce qu'il préfère Gary ou un autre nom? Est-ce qu'il préfère Gerger? Gerber? Ou est-ce qu'il préfère Gary? And remember, as you're forming your answers, just look at my screen here. I'm not sure how easy it is to see my screen and your Desmos screen at the same time, but il préfère, elle préfère. In this case, il préfère. Ah, you prefer Gary. Okay. Okay, c'est unanime. Il préfère Gary. Il préfère Gary. Okay, très bien. Et Gary, il est de quelle couleur? Il est de quelle couleur? So when we answer that question, it's kind of like asking il est en quelle année? If we're asking what grade he is in. Now we're asking what color he is. So you're still going to keep il est violet, ou il est jaune, ou il est vert, ou il est bleu, etc. Gary est de quelle couleur? Il est noir, okay, ou OK, il est brun ou il est noir? Il est brun. Il est brun. Alors, il y a un singe qui s'appelle Gary et Gary est brun. Gary est brun. OK. Gary. Oops. Où est-ce que Gary habite? Est-ce qu'il habite à l'East Summit? Il habite à New York? Il habite dans la jungle? Où est-ce qu'il habite? Oh, il habite en Californie. Okay. Il habite dans la jungle. Okay, let's go with en Californie. Il habite en Californie. Alors, regardons ça. On va commencer notre write and discuss. Donc, il y a quoi, tout le monde? Il y a un singe. Singe, ça s'écrit S-I-N-G-E. Un singe. Et comment s'appelle le singe? Il y a un singe qui s'appelle Gary. Gary est brun. Il est brun et j'ai oublié, I forgot to ask, il a les yeux de quelle couleur? But instead of answering that question, the other option that we got for the color of the monkey itself was noir. So why don't we do this? Il est brun et il a les yeux noirs. Alors, Gary est brun et il a les yeux noirs. Gary habite en Californie. I don't know if we've talked about this before. States in French, sometimes the name of them changes slightly when you're saying them in French, just because that makes it kind of roll off the tongue more easily. En Californie sounds a little more, it's a little smoother than en California. But there are other states like our own, Missouri, that stays the same. Le Missouri, Le Kansas stays the same too. Le Texas stays the same. The only ones that really changed I can think of off the top of my head are La Californie for California, et La Floride for Florida. And I think there's the only two that actually change. So there you go. Everything else, at least the spelling stays the same. Alors, Gary habite en Californie. Okay. Est-ce que Gary, and we'll go ahead and do this as an actual question. So this is going to be question numéro 5. Est-ce que Gary est grand ou petit? Il est grand ou petit? Okay, go ahead and see if you can write une phrase complète, a complete sentence for numéro 5 in Desmos. Okay, Carson, can you try to make that a complete sentence? How do we do that? I will go ahead and change it back so you can see the more helpful slides. Alors, il est comment? Est-ce qu'il est, again, we're using il est here. Il est grand. Il est petit. OK, très bien, c'est unanime. Gary est grand. Et question numéro 6, est-ce que Gary, il est sympa ou il est méchant? Sympa? That'll actually work better for the story, so I'm going to go with that. Okay. Now, do we know how to spell that, though? So using il est, just like we did in the last question, il est sympa ou il est méchant? Sympa, I'll give that to you. It's a little bit hard to spell, and it's not in the slide here. So I'm going to put it in the chat. Sympa, S-Y-M-P-A. And just be careful. I'm going to put something else in the chat here too. What is the difference between il a and il est. Quelle est la différence? Il a, he has. Il a les yeux, très bien, Carson. Il a les yeux bruns, noirs. Il a les cheveux bruns. Il a, we use for he has. Il est, we're going to use for he is. Il est, he is. And I know it's hard because the way that il a is spelled in English, we would pronounce this a. So I can see how that could be easy to mix up. But we just need to make sure we make that distinction. Il a, he has. Il est, he is. So in this case, il est sympa. Il est sympa. Il n'est pas méchant. Il est sympa. Très bien. Et, qu'est-ce que Gary, this will be question numéro 7. Numéro 7. Qu'est-ce que Gary aime faire? Qu'est-ce que Gary aime faire? Now, to help you answer that question, first of all, oh, oops. Sorry. Okay, so to help us with this, qu'est-ce que Gary aime faire? We have our Jamboard that has some possibilities on it. Alors, qu'est-ce que Gary aime faire? Il aime regarder la télé, il aime jouer au baseball, il aime faire la cuisine, il aime faire de la gymnastique we've used a few times. So let's choose something else this time. Faire du bowling, il aime cuisiner ou est-ce qu'il aime cuisiner ou est-ce qu'il aime dessiner? Dessiner, c'est to draw. Est-ce qu'il aime lire? Lire, to read, lire. Il aime manger les bananes? Ah oui, très bien. Et il aime dessiner? Super. OK, alors, on va retourner sur notre write and discuss. Désolé, this is taking a little longer than expected. OK, il y a un singe qui s'appelle Gary. Gary est brun et il a les yeux noirs. En fait, let's change this around a little bit. Il y a un grand singe qui s'appelle Gary. Gary est brun et il a les yeux noirs. Il est sympa. Il n'est pas méchant. Il est sympa. Il n'est pas méchant. Gary habite en Californie. Et qu'est-ce qu'il aime faire? Il aime manger des bananes. Manger des bananes. et dessiner. Il aime manger des bananes et dessiner. And we're going to add something else to qu'est-ce qu'il aime faire. Il aime manger, il aime dessiner, mais il adore caresser les animaux. Il adore caresser les animaux. Caresser, to pets. Il adore caresser les animaux. So in The Adventure of Gary le Singe, we are going to see his quest to find des animaux à caresser, and doesn't always end very well for him, but that's okay. Il adore caresser les animaux. Bon, quoi d'autre? Est-ce qu'il a un animal de compagnie? That would be probably not quite right for this particular character. Oh, il a quel âge, Gary? Okay. Don Desmos, question numéro 8. Il a quel âge? Try to give me une phrase complète. And if you look at my screen that I have shared here, that gives you the setup for that. Il a quel âge? Il a 2 ans. C'est un bébé singe. Oh, okay. C'est unanime. Il a 2 ans. Okay, très bien. Going back to our chat, remember we said il a, he has en anglais. Il est, he is en anglais. So we just need to remember that in French, when we're talking about age, we literally say somebody has. No, you were right the first time, Carson. You were right the first time. Somebody has that number of years. So il a 2 ans. He has 2 years. Even though that's not how we express it en anglais, that's the way it is en français. It's not a direct translation. So il a 2 ans. Il a 2 ans. Très bien. Okay, maintenant, est-ce que I think we'll skip talon caché. Well, I don't know. Yeah, let's skip talon caché for now. Mais let's do encore 2 questions. À quelle heure est-ce que Gary se réveille? À quelle heure est-ce que Gary se réveille? Okay, you're going to change the je answer, just a little bit when we're talking about Gary. Instead of je, you're going to put il, or his name, Gary, works too. And instead of me, you're going to put se, just change the M to S. Alors, question numéro 8 question numéro 9, pardon, désolé, dans Desmos. Il se réveille à quelle heure? Oh, I'm sorry. I did this in a different order. Désolé. So, yeah, il se couche à quelle heure? We can start there. Oh, il se couche à 12 heures. Wow. Oh, okay. Il se couche à 5 heures. 5 heures, c'est très tôt, early. Et 12 heures, c'est très tard. Why don't we split the difference? Il se couche à 8 heures. Il se couche à 8 heures. Alors, Gary se couche à 8 heures. Et dernière question, last one for today. À quelle heure est-ce que Gary se réveille? À quelle heure est-ce que Gary se réveille? Et encore une fois, once again, just remember you're going to say il se. Everything else stays the same. Il se réveille à. Okay, il se réveille à 8 heures. That would work. Okay. We'll go with il se réveille à 9 heures, just so we're practicing with a different number. Alors, Gary se couche à 8 heures et il se réveille à 9 heures. Okay. Okay, I'm actually just going to change this a little bit. Je vais changer un petit peu l'ordre, the order in which we have things here. Okay, voilà notre personne spéciale. Il y a un grand singe qui s'appelle Gary. Gary est brun et il a les yeux noirs. Il est sympa, il n'est pas méchant. Gary habite en Californie. Gary se couche à 8 heures et il se réveille à 9 heures. Il aime manger des bananes et dessiner, mais il adore caresser les animaux. And that is where our story will begin. So what we'll do is, as we've done in the past few weeks, you'll have this write and discuss to copy down, and then we'll have a quiz on it demain. I'll have that posted. And